Hi, welcome to Lessons by Luman. I'm Matt Luman, and today we're going to be talking about Hazwoper. Hazwoper stands for Hazardous Waste Operations and Emergency Response. It's a set of regulations outlined and produced by OSHA that give insight on employees working for hazardous waste sites and then the emergency response of those sites. And you might be wondering, does Hazwoper apply to me? Do me and my employees need to be trained to the Hazwoper standard? Well, the standard applies to 5 distinct groups of employers and their employees working in one of the following operations. Number 1 would be cleanup operations required by a governmental body. It could be federal, state, or local, or other, involving hazardous substances that are conducted at uncontrolled hazardous waste sites. Number 2 is corrective actions involving cleanup operations at sites covered by RCRA, which would be the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act. Number 3 is voluntary cleanup operations, and these are at sites recognized by either federal, state, local, or other governmental bodies as uncontrolled hazardous waste sites. Number 4 would be operations involving hazardous waste that are conducted at treatment, storage, and disposal facilities, and these are regulated by 40 CFR Parts 264 and 265, pursuant to RCRA, or by agencies under agreement with EPA to implement these RCRA regulations. And lastly, number 5 is emergency response operations for release of or substantial threats of release of hazardous substances without regard to the location of the hazard. Sounds kind of confusing, right? Well, basically what you need to know is if you and your employees are exposed or have the potential to be exposed to a hazardous substance, then you fall into the Hazwoper standard. Now, a hazardous substance can be in the form of a physical hazard or a health hazard. A health hazard is one that causes serious damage to the body. So that would be acute toxicity, skin corrosion, irritation, sensitization, carcinogenicity, oxygen toxicity, or aspiration hazard. Physical hazards, on the other hand, are things like explosives, oxidizers, corrosives, or reactants. Now, Hazwoper training comes in 2 different flavors. You have your 24-hour and your 40-hour. The difference between those is the 24-hour is geared toward employees that are visiting an uncontrolled hazardous waste site. It is all about the recognition of hazards. That additional 16 hours of training in a 40-hour goes beyond the recognition of hazards. So it is for people that are actually going to be working on a project at an uncontrolled hazardous waste site. Now, the training is required for employees, but the delivery and the method isn't. So you can get your training online in the comfort of your home on demand. 360 Training has you covered. We have the 40-hour class, the 24-hour class. We even have the 8-hour yearly refresher Hazwoper class, all meeting the same requirements as a traditional classroom. If you'd like to know more, links are below that has all the details. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to be notified of all the upcoming videos. Remember, we're better together.